really quick, we're going to hit signal flow, signal chain. This is going to be explained way more in depth when we talk about Dante, but I just want to lay out a core concept of what is signal flow, what is a signal chain, all that kind of stuff. So a basic audio chain is like you can make it in three parts. So you can have a microphone, you can have a console, you can have a speaker. That's all you need to record, to transmit live, whatever. All you need is those three pieces, and you have audio, playback, something people can hear. So that's a basic chain, and that's super simple. Obviously, that's a lot more simple than what you have going on, but this is just the idea of like what is the minimum it takes to hear sound, because that's like the biggest part of audio, like in terms of what you're doing as a live engineer, is like, can I actually hear this? Like, is this coming through? So the idea here is that it can be super simple, it can be super complicated. Obviously ours is set up a little bit more complicated, and we're going to get into that more, like I said, with Dante, but just knowing the bare minimum can be really helpful too. So, but signal flow, like let's focus a little bit more on signal flow. All this really is like where something starts and where something ends. So if we're using this example of a very basic signal chain, which is not, you know, what we're using at the church, but it's something that will kind of help you understand, hopefully. So if you have somebody singing, so if you have a vocalist, they are singing into this microphone. The microphone is picking that up, obviously. That is sending that signal through to the console. That console is putting that signal back out through the speaker. The speaker is putting it out into the open air. So that signal flow is where something starts and where something ends. So here you have your vocalist, which really you could say it's starting with your microphone. So you have your vocalist, your microphone, and then you have your speaker at the end. And everything that's happening through there is the signal passing through to get to its end point. And this can be really important for troubleshooting, to know where something starts, where something ends, because if you know the whole process, if you know everything something is going through, and this includes like effects, processors, all this kind of stuff, it's going to be more complicated in the setup that you have. But if you know where something starts and where something ends, that's going to help you a lot with troubleshooting. So my challenge to you would be to kind of go through and see how things are routed, how things are particularly connected to your boards, because even though everything I know is pretty uniform, I'm sure at the different campuses there's different ways that things are routed and connected. So my challenge would be, if you don't know where something is starting and where something is ending, obviously it's all ending in the masters, but where it's coming in on the console, if you're not super familiar with that, I would say take some time to get familiar with it, because if something goes wrong, that's going to really help you pinpoint maybe where a problem is. If you know every step that something is going through, then you can figure out what's not working a lot easier. So yeah, this is a basic run through of signal flow, signal chains. Hopefully that'll give you a starting place with troubleshooting. Once again, ask me any questions that you may have in the comment section. I will try to answer them.